What's going on to all of my Leos out there? So let's get into it. The book is coming soon. The book is almost done. I'm almost done with all of the content in the book. The actual, um, the way that the book is going to look, the actual front and back cover, it's already done. All I need to do essentially is finish all the chapters, give all the thanks, and yeah, get it registered by the Library of Congress and produce it. So you have the Judgment, you have the Knight of Cups, you have the Seven of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Empress, you have the Eight of Swords, you have the Wheel of Fortune, the Two of Cups, the Ace of Cups, and you have the Page of Wands. So what I'm seeing here for the Leos, right? This is for Leo. That's very interesting. You Leos were able to let go of something from the last reading that you needed to. You needed to. So that's wow. It's actually connecting from the last reading that we did now. Because remember, the last reading was about you Leos learning how to let go of certain things, because certain types of relationships, dynamics. Go back and watch at the last Leo video. Should be up here. But this one is about how you've learned to let go of that relationship or certain habits in that relationship. One of the two. Um, uh, or the combination of the two. Then you have the Knight of Cups and the Seven of Cups. Being more serious about what type of monogamous relationship you want, being very serious about it, wanting it. The Seven of Cups, knowing that you have, knowing that you have a choice. You have a lot of people that want your attention. Or if you don't have a lot of people that want your attention, this could mean you needing to pick wisely. Now, either way, it's about you needing to pick wisely, regardless of whether you have a lot of people giving you attention or not. But this also represents um, just implementing the lessons that you've been learning up until now. The thing is that the Queen of Pentacles and the Empress now represent, since this is the case, right? Since this is the case, you need to understand that you should be trying to go for somebody who's grounded. When I say grounded, I mean they don't necessarily have to be an earth sign per se at all, but grounded in the sense that they have common sense, right? Because see, here's the thing. When you have people who are out here, you meet yourself, you get yourself a partner who is too wild, and they end up going to the house, if you catch my drift, the steel house, if you catch my drift. That costs you money to bail them out, to get them out, right? To bond them out. You should bond them out, by the way. Don't bail them out, bond them out. But to bond them out. And that's the situation, though. It costs you a lot of money. It inconveniences you. And if you don't have it, then and you want to get it, now you got to go get a piece of money or a certain amount of money or cash or whatever that may be above what you have right now, and then give it to the steel house, if you catch my drift. So you want to get to know somebody or take someone seriously who is the quote unquote boring type. A lot of times people mistake the boring type and, oh, this person's not exciting. Listen, that person is an asset to your life. Show and prove. First and foremost, this person saves you money, because that type of person isn't going to be out there wilding out and getting themselves put in the steel house again and again and again, having to cost you money to bond or bail them out constantly because they can't help themselves. And not only that too, but they know they have a savior in you. You're gonna save them. You're gonna you're gonna bond them out. You gotta learn that a lot of times the boring types, but has decency, honor, integrity, all of these different attributes, they're working towards something, right? They're good when it comes to that intimacy, if you catch my drift. That's the person that you want to be with. If you're not, if you're dating and you or any other zodiac sign is not on that, it's a waste of your time. Long term, it's a waste of your time. It's a waste of time. Even when it comes to short term or what would be short term relationships where you know you're not really going to go anywhere and it's just one area. You should let go of these people at a certain amount of time. Whenever it is that you see people who get themselves in long term relationships with short term people, you know what that means? That means that they don't want to let go. But at the same time, they're not dating this person because they know what time it is. So they're over there just, I could and I should dump you right now because we're not compatible to be in a relationship, but it's just too good between the two of us. I don't have a heart to really just dump you and let go of it right now. And the other person, a lot of times, if they do the same thing, it's the same thing. So a lot of times, the two of those types of people, both of them in the relationship, is actually dating each other, even though there's no kind of real movement. It's not evolving into anything else, which causes a breakup anyway. So the things that the Empress and the Eight of Swords for my Leos, this represents how a lot of you need to also pay attention to just um, being a little bit well, number one, going out with too many people. Number two, when people ask about um, your past, don't be so upset. That's another thing too that you need to watch out for, because the Empress, especially in this deck, right, is about overindulgence. It's about having so much power and options to the point where it may end up being a detrimental thing for you, because it may mean that you need to watch out for an overindulgence or careful how you talk to people, right? Because the Empress is basically a higher version of the Queen of Swords. So just be careful. And the eight of swords represents, if you come off to them like you just start talking all this stuff about your ex, which is what you really want to stay away from, just manage that, then they're going to be thinking to themselves, well, if you and I don't necessarily work out, what is it going to mean for me? And you don't want that type of tension to be building up, you know what I mean, with your someone that you're trying to date. You Leos may make it weird. You don't want to make it weird. You don't want to make it weird. So how do you not make it unusual or weird? When people ask you about your past relationships, you keep it short and sweet. Past relationships didn't work out. Um, Past relationships didn't work out. They didn't work out because a lot of times, yeah, I did certain things, but a lot of people was BSing, and I wanted something real, but they didn't. If they ask you for details, short and sweet details, let them find out more in detail as they continue to ask questions. If they don't ask questions, if they don't bother to ask questions, it is what it is. And at the same time, as you're dating these people, right? The ones that get the second, third date, fourth date, make sure, right? And there's intimacy there as well. Make sure that in between those dates, you're doing the emotional work so that way you don't have this baggage that you've got going right on inside of you. And that way, you're actually dealing with your issues as you're dating. So they won't even know the difference. They won't even notice. So the next two cards are the Wheel of Fortune and the Two of Cups. The Wheel of Fortune is that things are starting to look up for you. Things are starting to go your way, even though it doesn't necessarily look like it. Things are. You have a lot of options. You've learned from your mistakes. You're not repeating them. People want to get to know you. It's just a matter of how you represent yourself, and it's quite easy to not represent yourself too dysfunctionally. Just do the work, just do the emotional work, can't be fake. You really have to do the work. If you're not, then that's only a short-term fix. And that short-term fix obviously is going to break down over a certain amount of time. So the Wheel of Fortune is that also too, another thing that you need to take into consideration is there has to be intention when you're getting to know somebody. There has to be intention when you're in a relationship. I'm not saying that you have to go talk about being married immediately. I'm not saying that, because that may not necessarily be the best thing for you to do either. But what I am saying is you want to be in a situation where you are getting to know these people, right? But as of right now, you're trying to see what type of time they're on, right? As you're dating them. So this is why it is that you take it slow. A lot of times, you know, a lot of times I'll say people will make it seem like, oh, you should be getting married. That comes way, 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 way later. Way later. Like 5 years, 6 years, 7, 8, a decade down the road. And some of y'all may be thinking, well, 10 years, yeah. Now, of course, it won't last that long more than often, but for the people who are dedicated, you gotta understand, there's people who've been in relationships for some odd years, 20 some odd years with people, right? They're that old, 20 some odd years with people and broken it off. It requires an absorbent amount of loyalty to be in a marriage and have it successful and be in a marriage till the last days, if you catch my drift. The Two of Cups represents you want to make sure that you want to pay attention to that, but you also because you may want to be in a relationship, but you also want to adapt. So I don't suggest in marriage at all. There's a such thing called common law marriage, where the two of y'all, as if the two of y'all are getting together, then if that's what you want, then do that. But you don't have to go down to the courthouse. Listen, that's speculative. The government's not in your business in that sense. It's only until you want to put them in your business. But if you living with the person, y'all are seen in by law as being married. I don't know if y'all knew that. So if the intention is to get married or to be in a long-term relationship, just have some time, have a rapport with each other, have experiences, obviously have the intimacy, be, work as a team and live with each other. Then y'all two will be considered married by law. You ain't got to put a ring on these people's finger, just like they don't have to put a ring on your finger. By law, you're seen as married. You're already married by law. And I'm very serious. You can go to any courthouse, you can go to any magistrate, any judge in the world. By law, if you're living with a person longer than 6 months and it's a romantic relationship, you are married by law. That's nationwide. The ace of so the thing is that the Ace of Cups and the Page of Wands represent, so you want to be clear on what you want. So all the people that you aren't compatible with, leave them alone. You don't have to be compatible with these people. You don't have to waste your time with these people. You shouldn't have to. The Ace of Cups, be careful of the types of people who tell you they love you. If it, they may love you, but again, time, and you need to be wary of that. Now you're starting to have people kind of low key have talking points against Kevin Samuels. Low key, you starting to see a lot more people starting to have, talk about, they're not saying it directly, but you're starting to see a lot of people kind of be like, nah, because Kevin Samuels didn't know what Kevin Samuels was talking about. You can't get married to somebody in 6 months. That's a terrible idea. You don't know that person in 6 months. The laws ain't changing in 6 months. So, if you lead with your wallet, regardless of who you are, you need to understand, my dear Leos, that the person only wants you for your wallet because that's the dynamic of the relationship that you set up yourself. So why would you lead with your wallet? And I'm not going at Kevin Samuels, even though I don't necessarily agree or like Kevin Samuels. I'm just talking about the talking points. The actual person, I don't care. I'm talking about the talking points. So the thing is that so let's clarify the Page of Wands. You have the Ace of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, the Empress, and then you have the Seven of Swords. So the Ace of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, right? Excuse me if I said the Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. It represents, make sure that the relationship is reciprocal. They're willing to put in their money. They're willing to put in their time and attention. They're willing to let you know that they love you. They're willing to show you that they care about you. They're willing to put in effort. They're willing to put in their money. Like I said, their 2 cents, their guidance, what they've learned. They're willing to meet you halfway. These are the types of relationships that you Leo should be going for. Any kind of if you want a relationship, that is, any other kind of relationship is just BS. Then you have the Empress and the Seven of Swords. The Empress and the Seven of Swords, right, this is about how, and stop getting into fights or disagreements with people who are not on the same page with you, Leo. It's a waste of y'all time. Y'all Leos have too much to do, and y'all have too much going on to even care about what these people got going on. You really do. You have all these options, and yet you're going to get so caught up with these delusional people who want to give you a difficult time even though they can't provide anything to you of substance. It's a waste of your time. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. I'm trying to get this YouTube channel to 3,500 subscribers by the end of January. I have 3,154 subscribers. Please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop these videos. Peace.